Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP. Welcome to the game according to me. This week, we're going to talk about the NFL. Only one college game, Army Navy. It was a good game. We don't need to talk about it though. On the week of the 80th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, we thank our soldiers here and abroad for defending us. Each and every year. Alright, so let's get to it. Week 14 of the NFL season is complete. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Go back to last Thursday. The Vikings 36-28 beat the Steelers. The Steelers made a grand effort of it, coming back in the fourth quarter, scoring 28 points and had a chance to almost tie it, as the ball went directly through into the hands of the rookie, Pat Freiermuth, but it was knocked out by Harrison Smith at the very last second. Vikings hold on to win 36-28. Stat on the Vikings, in each game they have had at least a 10-point lead. That's incredible. Now to Sunday's action. The Saints beat the Jets 30-9. The Falcons beat the Panthers 29-21. The Panthers they don't know what's happening at quarterback. Sam Darnold has not turned out to be the guy that they wanted him to be. Cam, they signed on to Cam. Excuse me. He's not been the guy that he was beforehand. You can just see he's just not the same person, at least throwing the ball. He can still run the ball. And the Seahawks are, and PJ Walker isn't, he was the XFL MVP, but he's not. He's not going to be MVP in the NFL, I think. So, Panthers need to do something to find a way next year at quarterback. The Seahawks beat the Texans 33-13. Speaking, trying to find a way to do something about quarterback. The Texans, they're going to have to, as the saying goes, piss or get off the pot when it comes to Deshaun Watson. And I think they're going to, I guess it would be piss, would be trading him. So I guess they're going to piss. Yeah. The Chiefs destroyed the Raiders 48-9. Raiders before the game was jumping on the Chiefs logo. Chiefs said, all right, let's tell you about that. And they just demolished them 48-9. Chiefs could be back into being themselves again. Lamar Jackson got injured, and that probably hurt the Ravens' chances of winning. Browns won 24-22. Cowboys beat the Redskins, football team, 27-20. They had a big lead in this game, and the Washington football team came back in the fourth quarter. Almost had a chance to win, but could not get it done. Titans shut out the Jaguars 20-0. There is a bunch of turmoil down in Jacksonville. Reports came out that Urban Meyer had a heating match with receiver Marvin Jones Jr., and he called his assistant coaches losers. So, don't know what's happening down there in Jacksonville, but yeah, it's just it is amazing. We'll have to wait and see. Things are coming up about Urban Meyer this year that you didn't necessarily know. So, the Broncos beat the Lions 38-10. They honored their fallen partner, Demaryius Thomas, who passed away over the weekend at the young age of 33. Would have been 34 on Christmas. I think it's his birthday. He would have been 34 on Christmas. So yeah, they paid homage to him. Their last football, he wore number 88. 88 was all over the field in their last touchdown drive. It was an 88-yard one. Yeah, that's something special. The Chargers beat the Giants 37-21. Justin Herbert had a fantastic throw. 56 yards in the air, and then just proves what kind of talent he really is at the quarterback position. The Bengals, they lost to the 49ers in overtime. It says here TBD. Who the F is TBD? You know who the Bengals played. They played the 49ers. They won in overtime. Bengals went down, kicked the field goal. The 49ers then went down and scored a touchdown, 26-23. Buccaneers beat the Bills Another game where Bills had a big lead. Not the Bills, the Buccaneers had a big lead. The Bills came back to tie it, and then in overtime, Bills went 3 and out, and Buccaneers got the ball, and they went right down the field, and Rashad Perriman scored on a crossing route. He got a linebacker on him, and just outran everybody else. He's pretty fast for a big guy. And he scored the touchdown, 33-27. Buccaneers beat the Bills. Sunday Night Football, the Packers beat the Bears, 45-30. Bears in the first half, they were competitive. They scored 27 points. They had a 27-21 lead. They had a couple of touchdowns, long touchdowns. One on a pop pass to Jakeem Grant. Another one on a Texas route to Demir Bird. And then they had Jakeem Grant punt return. So yeah, things looked great for the Bears, but the second half came around and they just couldn't keep it continue. I guess they were having too much fun. Packers beat the Bears. Aaron Rodgers still owns the Bears, 45-30. And last night, Monday Night Football, the Rams beat the Cardinals 30-23. With that loss, the Cardinals drop out of the first place, and the Packers jump into it as they had the tiebreaker over the Cardinals head to head, and they also have a tiebreaker with the Buccaneers as well, because of, I forget exactly what it is. It's probably they have not played head to head. They will not play head to head, so it's probably having something to do with like the record in the NFC or something like that. So let's take a look ahead to week 15. This Thursday, the Chiefs and the Chargers in SoFi Stadium. That should be a really good one because the Chiefs continue their role. You know, they've been on. They won the last 4 or 5 games they played. The Chargers, can they stop them? The Chargers beat the Chiefs earlier this year. Can they sweep them? We'll have to see about that. Then on Saturday, you got 2 Saturday games. Since college football is gone, you got 2 Saturdays. We've got the Las Vegas Raiders going to Cleveland to take on the Cleveland Browns. The Raiders are just, ever since all of that stuff happened, it was basically 3 strikes and you're out, I guess. They had the John Gruden thing with strike 1. Then they had the thing with Henry Ruggs was a strike 2, and then they had a thing with their corner that was strike 3, and they have just not been the same since. So it's unfortunate to them. This should be another game where the Browns should be able to take this team, and win this game and continue on their way. Then the Saturday night got a really good game with the Patriots at the Colts. Both the Patriots and the Colts are coming off a bye, so they should be very, very good. They're both coming off a bye, and we will see them. Can the Patriots now, the number 1 seed in the AFC, can they make a stretch run? And the Colts, because of stuff that happened last week, are now into the playoffs. I don't know if they have a chance to get to Tennessee. Tennessee has to lose some games, and also Tennessee has swept them. So you can basically say they have a 3-game lead over them. Whatever the lead the league is over them, you can just add an extra game onto that because they won 2. They swept the Colts this year. So both teams are jockeying for position in the playoffs. So we'd have to see. Then the Sunday, the Titans are at the Steelers once again. We just talked about the Titans. They need to, keep it up, get back on track. Steelers, coming off that loss on to the Vikings, they need to get some action going. Panthers at the Bills. Bills have lost 2 consecutive road. This should be an easy one for the Bills to win. Keep it continue, run going, get really back on track. Washington Eagles. This should be interesting. Both Washington Eagles are still in the hunt for the playoffs. Actually, everybody in the NFC except the Lions are in the hunt for the playoffs. So that's something you should think about there. Texas and the Jaguars. Both teams are just awful in different ways. The Jaguars seem to be awful you know, in the locker room and in the film room and stuff like that. The Texans are awful on the field. This is one of those games that nobody's gonna watch this game. I will not be surprised if this game is blacked out in Jacksonville, because the Cowboys and the Giants, again, Giants are somehow still in it, but they just they just not having it right now. So they did not have it right now. So I think this should be Cowboys' chance to kind of do some talking right now and get back on track. Because they did some talking last week, guaranteeing a win over the football team, so I don't know if they're gonna do that this week, but this is a game that you should think about guaranteeing a win. The Cardinals and the Lions. Lions are just, again, I don't think they have any shot of beating the Cardinals. The Cardinals just not coming off this loss. They need to get back on track, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. So you need to stay even with the Packers and the Buccaneers. Make sure that if something goes down, you can still maintain that #1 seed. We got the Jets and the Dolphins. Dolphins were also off this week. This should be a good thing for the Dolphins to continue their weight, because before their bye, they won 2 in a row. Maybe even 3 in a row. So let's continue with the Jets, and Jets need to get Zach Wilson back rolling and back on track. He has not looked very well this regular season. They need to see something out of him before the season ends. We get the Broncos and the Bengals. Broncos are still looking for a wild card spot as well, and the Bengals are actually looking to win the division now, with a possibility of Lamar Jackson not playing for a week or two. This is their chance to take the division. They had their chance to take the division, but they lost it to the 49ers. So this is their shot to keep it up. Speaking of 49ers, they're at home playing the Falcons. Falcons are one of those many NFC teams that are in the hunt, but so is the 49ers. The 49ers, they need to win, because if right now I think they are behind the. Actually, no, they might not be behind the football team. They might actually be ahead of them. They might be in that spot. I think it goes the wild cards are the Rams, 49ers, and football team. So it may go like that. I'm not sure. Next week I'll try to be more into have more of the stuff happening with the playoff situation, stuff like that. I meant to do it this week, but I was so sleepy last night I forgot to set it up. So that's my bad on me. But Falcons at the 49ers, Rams at the Seahawks. Again, the Rams they've got to keep it going, because if the Cardinals start to trail down this road, they have a shot to jump into that that top 4, where they'll get at least a home playoff game. So that's what you want, be at home one day. Packers at the Ravens. Again, the Ravens are just who knows if Lamar Jackson will play or not. But if he doesn't play, and even if he does play, the Packers should just smoke the Ravens right now. It's you talk about a team that just is doing it with smoke and mirrors, and he's doing it just because of the quarterback. That's all it is. The quarterback is somehow making plays, and all the injuries they have and everything like that. It's time. The Packers should maybe put the nail in the coffin of the Baltimore Ravens. Sunday Night Football, the Saints and the Buccaneers. The Saints have already beat the Buccaneers one time this year. Let's see, and they do seem to have trouble with the Saints for some reason due to the Buccaneers. They were swept in the season thing last year, and they lost the first game this year, even without James Winston. That was the game that James Winston got hurt. Taysom Hill was hurt, and they had Trevor Siemian in there. So we'll see. Buccaneers are can't really lose a lot of games either, because even though they did it last year where they went up to Green Bay and won in the cold, you don't want to do that 2 years in a row, because something's might happen, and you never know what could happen. There's been some talk about La Nina happening, La Nina happening this year, and that's going to be meaning a whole lot of cold, maybe another polar vortex, and so you don't want Tampa Bay going up into Green Bay playing a polar vortex game that is if it feels like 25 below. You don't want that. So Buccaneers need to continue with the Saints, and the Saints, if they want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to continue to win as well, as long as we get some help. And in Monday Night Football, the Vikings at my Bears. The Bears are technically in the hunt, but realistically, they are out of the playoffs. They needed to win their last. They probably needed to win the Ravens game where they played without. They played without Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was sick. And I played the game. They needed to win that game. They needed to win the Pittsburgh game, and they probably needed to win the Arizona game. For them to still have a chance. I don't expect them to beat the Packers. They don't. So they needed to win those three to have a real big shot. Maybe even two of those games, but it didn't. So I think right now they've clinched a losing season with the 17 games. They have a losing season. They are 4-9. They're not going to make the playoffs, any run for it. So unfortunately for them, but the Vikings still have a shot. So we will see. We'll see what happens. This is the first of the two times Vikings and Bears will play. They also play on the last week of the season. So Vikings have something to play for. Kirk Cousins has been awesome this year, and so we'll see what the Bears can do. See if the Bears can play spoiler for the Vikings. All right, y'all. This is gonna be it for this episode of That's a Shoot. It's the game according to me. Oh boy. Okay. You see. I'm totally just off my game today, and I apologize for that. I didn't have the stuff ready, and I didn't have a lot of stuff ready for that. Retired. It's just it's been one hell of a time. So I should have been more prepared. That's on me. I apologize. Next week I will be prepared. Not only will we talk about football, we'll talk about we'll look at the playoff picture. We'll look at the NBA standings. We're gonna talk about the Bulls having to postpone 2 games because they've got 10 players in health and safety protocol, basically COVID protocol. But so that's on me. So next week is gonna be a better episode. Make sure you are here for that, wherever you are listening to me. I appreciate it, the fact that you're listening to me, wherever you're listening to me. If you can, subscribe and or rate my podcast. Help me out that way. If you feel the need to, if you like what you hear, and you feel the need to support me, you can in 2 ways. Patreon.com/AJTRIP. Become a patron. Once I hit a certain amount of patrons, you will be able to determine what you hear on my podcast. I'm starting a new one in the new year. You'll be able to talk about that, what you hear on that. And then, of course, what you can see on my YouTube channel. Also, you can go to anchor.fm/AndreTriple Show. And there, you'll be able to support me 3 times, 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, or $9.99 a month. You choose where you want to support your boy. Like I said, even if you can't do it financially, please just give me a rating and give me a like and all of that. I really appreciate that. That's another way to support me. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.